Hey there, friend, and welcome aboard. Stu Black here, HomeStudioBasics.com, and today we will be reviewing the Audio Technica ATH-M40x. Wow, that was a mouthful. So, this baby is closed back with a driver size of 40 millimeters, frequency response of 15 Hz to 24,000 kilohertz, an impedance of 35 ohms, a cable length of 9.8 feet. It comes with two cables, a coiled and a straight cable, which I thought was pretty cool. The coiled it's detachable, and I actually like the coiled cable more. It's not as cumbersome as a V6, the V6's coiled cable, or the 7506's. As you can see, it's just a little bit more compact, and you can see there the 2.5 millimeter. What you do is just put it in, kind of try to line up the white, if you can see. Push it in till it clicks, and then turn it a half step, and you'll see it line up with the white. So, comfort. These guys are pretty comfortable. The headband will dig into your head after about an hour or two, so you'll have to make a slight adjustment, but by and large, they're pretty comfortable. I would say above average. I find myself making very slight adjustments from time to time, but I never have to just take them off because I can't stand it anymore. So, comfort I would give A-, B+, somewhere around there. The clamp force is pretty tight at first, but it does open up. I went over to Guitar Center and Sam Ash, just demoing headphones and things like that. And of course they have the M50X and the M40X on hand, and I put an M40X on my head, like one that had been worn in, and the clamp force was a lot lighter. So when you first get them, it's like an HD 600. They're gonna be like a kind of like a vice grip on your dome, but they will open up over time. So yeah. Pretty utilitarian in design. A lot of people complain about that, but I really don't care. They're pretty plain looking, as you can see. They look similar to the 50X's, but they're a bit smaller and a little bit more lightweight. So, build quality. Build quality it's good. It's not as good as an M50, I don't think, or an M50X. Why? Because
they can fold like this. They can, rotate like that. And they can rotate, or they can fold like this. And like that.
But they can't go, like the M50s can go this way. So say you're going like this and you want to go all the way back around. They won't, the ear cups cannot face you. So a big concern because of that is that this part right here will snap or crack, and that's a common complaint in reviews, because I've done quite a bit of research on these before I bought them, and even now. That's what makes them a little bit worse than an M50 as far as build is concerned, is that headband mechanism cracking. And so I wouldn't throw these like I would an HD25. I'm not going to do it again, but I really, really want to. This time I'm going to aim for my coffee table and try to make a lot of noise. Ready? Ooh! That was rough. Okay, now I got that out of the way. We could try a drop test with these. It's my famous drop test. I really don't know how this is going to turn out, so Still good, still good. I wouldn't throw these across the room like I just did with the HD25s, because I know without a shadow of a doubt those are going to hold up. But these I mean, I could...
Nah.
But anyway, so build, I would say, I would give it a B+, A-. You still got the metal for the hinges, or for the headband mechanism inside, which is nice. And so it's mostly plastic, but it doesn't feel... It's a rugged plastic, I think. Yeah, so build, above average, good. Comfort, good. These pads are faux leather, protein leather. Well, it's a faux leather. Well, they're definitely going to crack and peel after a couple years. It happened with my 50s, and these use the same materials, so they're liable to do the same exact thing. But luckily, the pads are replaceable, and so it's pretty convenient. So how do they sound? Bass, there's a mid-bass hump at around between 100 and 200 hertz, and it's kind of a little bit over-exaggerated in my opinion. If you listen with these long enough, you will be able to tell that the bass in some songs can come across as kind of bloated and a little bit muddy, but it's slight. It's not going to take away from the overall listening experience, I don't think. But with certain songs, you'll notice it, and you'll be tempted to skip over the song, to be honest. But other than that, I would say for the vast majority of tracks, the bass is going to come across with a lot of impact, a lot of clarity, a lot of it digs down pretty deep as well. But there is that mid-bass hump that you should be aware of. Mid-range, there's a slight rise in the upper mids, which is what I believe gives these their accuracy and detail. And instrument separation is really good for a closed back. They don't feel closed to me. Well, it is an in-your-head type of sound, but the clarity and the separation between instruments is really good, and especially good for a closed back in this price range. So I would say, upper mids, very good. Going into the treble, which is, it's bright. It's definitely bright. There's a peak. There's a couple of peaks actually, which, from the graph I looked at, they're pretty standard, but this treble is definitely not as essy as the 50s. The 50X is, I think, improved upon that 9K, 10K spike. And so the 40Xs are definitely not as bright or top heavy, treble heavy, I don't know what that even means. But they will sound slightly metallic from time to time, and it's something that I noticed with the majority of tracks. But it's very, very subtle. Unless you're looking for it, I don't think you'll be able to tell. So I wouldn't consider myself an audiophile, but I'm definitely getting there. I like to really sit down and analyze and critique stuff and look at graphs and things like that. And so maybe it's just because I saw the graph and then said, oh, well, I can hear that metallic flavor. But they definitely do have some to them. So yeah, that's the sound in a nutshell. They do well for most genres, but I would definitely, if you're gonna buy these, you primarily will be listening to rap, hip hop, EDM, bass heavy stuff. I listen to indie pop as well, and that can get pretty bass oriented. But I would say they'll work good for pop too, indie, regular indie. And I sat down and listened to them with classical and jazz. Nothing really jumped out at me, but it was a pleasant listen. So the soundstage, you're not going to get too much, like I said before, or like I alluded to before, but it's a good headphone, and it's really, really, the price to performance ratio is
astounding.
But yeah, so you don't need an amp. They'll sound good out of your phone. I plug them into my Scarlett 2i2. I don't think I've tried using my Magni, my shit stack yet, but I'll try that and report my findings in either the review or the my official review at Home Studio Basics, or I'll put it down below. But anyways, guys, that's the M40X in a nutshell. Comes with a 1/4-inch adapter. Comes with this drawstring case, which is carry bag, which is, it's plush. I mean, it feels good. So anyway, that's the M40X. I hope I've talked about it enough. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like, dislike, comment, and subscribe to my growing channel. And I will talk with you guys soon. Bye.